Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to some more Clair Obscur Expedition 33. In the last one, we had just finished up Old Lumiere, right over here. Now, I did take us to this island because I couldn't remember if we went to this island in the last episode. It turns out we did not go to this island, but the only thing that's here is a merchant, and I think there was like a color Illumina or something. And I'm pretty sure this merchant, I bought him out immediately because I didn't want to forget, but he just had hairstyles in a song. But other than that, I did do a lot of optional activities to kind of make it so we could get back to the story without me spending hours doing the optional stuff that might not be that interesting. Plus, I was having fun on my own. So what did we accomplish? I went back and tried to find every single blue rock that I could either remember or think of, or that I spotted along the way. The continent had a lot of blue rocks just like strewn about, and those pretty much just had color of lumina in them. All the other ones that I wrote down, let's zoom in a little bit so we can see the names of the areas. There was one in the Flying Waters that had, I believe, just a color of lumina. There was the Ancient Sanctuary, which took us... Oh, no, we went to the Ancient Sanctuary together when we were looking for Verso's hut, which I believe Verso's hut was the thing next to the mime, which then I was thinking about it later, and I was like, oh, the reason Verso didn't find Noko's gift to him was because we took it. So I think that's the... I would be curious to know if you get to that point, because it's a story part, right? Or maybe it was an optional story part. I can't quite remember if it was mandatory or not. I would wonder if it's any different if you didn't take the item, right? Because I think it's just... It's like a revival tint shard. So it gives you an extra revival potion. So it's kind of an important item, but there's always the option to not take it, I suppose. Other than that, in the Spring Meadow, there was actually 3 blue rocks. 2 of them went to the same place, just on opposite sides, and it just had a color of lumina in it. And then there was one right next to Jar, the first, like, quest guy that we found. And that one gave us a Picto. I want to say it's the whatever Picto that has the name Aegis in it. I'm using it right now, so we'll see when I talk about our builds, because our builds changed a little bit. I did level up and get some Pictos and change my builds just a little bit. So yeah, we should have that one equipped, and what it does is it makes it so when you get revived, you get 1 shield, which seems really good for fighting things that are very difficult. Other than that, it's kind of just a luxury. So, there's still like this spot over here and these red woods that I did not go to, and the reason I did not go to them was because they still say danger, right? And danger just kind of means like you're probably not going to have a good time if you do this right now. It's technically possible, but highly recommend against it. So I did not go to anything that says danger on it. Now, I did do something that probably would say danger on it, but it doesn't have the option to say danger on it, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. Stonewave Cliffs had another blue rock that had a boss, a chromatic... I can't remember what they are. Was it the guys with the anchors? I can't remember what chromatic enemy it was. He kind of seemed tough, but he wasn't that hard. Like, he did a lot of damage, but he wasn't that hard to parry. So again, just not that important. I went and killed the chromatic jar that was down here. Again, this was all... I did this all on Sunday, like, a week ago, so I'm just working off of my memory here. What else did I do? I did kill... The last thing I did, very last thing, was I killed Sprong. Now, Sprong was probably the thing that should have said danger on it, but he's just out in the open, right? So it doesn't say danger on it. The fight took me about 45 minutes on my winning run. I did lose once before that. At that point, I just felt like it was possible, but it was really boring. It was mostly just me building up shields, keeping myself at full health, and then just hitting him for 9,999 multiple times in a turn. Um, he had 2.1, like 115 million health or something. So it took a little bit. The reward, however, very powerful reward. We'll talk about that when we get to our builds. The other thing that was kind of important, not that one, this one, the falling leaves. So this seemed kind of like a side story. When I started doing it, I was like, maybe I should record this, but, you know, it was kind of late, and I didn't really see how it would fit in with the rest of what we were doing. So Falling Leaves had kind of like a side story going on where there was a boy at a gate, and the expeditioners had obviously been to this area because they did multiple things. And actually I wrote down, because I got 2 different journals. So I wrote down what the 2 journals were, just so we could remember. Let's go to the journal screen real quick. So it was 35. You can read it really quick. I'm not gonna play it. So essentially this was in an area, this was a side part of the area, not as important to the main quest, but essentially a lot of the expeditioners in this area like turned to sap, I think it is. Like they kind of were like statues, but I'm pretty sure it's made of sap. And essentially when they were dying, the bodies of the expeditioners, they used themselves to create a bridge. And the bridge just led to an optional chromatic boss of 3 flying enemies. They weren't particularly difficult, but there's that. And then the second journal was 49. I don't remember what this one said. Oh, okay, so this was the boss of the area. So essentially, when we're going through the area, the boy says that he's looking, or like he can't find someone else who's in the area. And so if you go through the area, I found it before I talked to the boy, so I already knew exactly where to go. But there's this giant lady made of sap, like hanging upside down in a cave. And she didn't really talk at first, but after talking to the boy, she does talk to you, because the boy's wondering why they're killing all the expeditioners, which is why I think they turned to sap, because she's made of sap, and all the expeditioners look like they were also made of sap. But anyways, she just like said it was for him or whatever. And he opens the gate then for you after you get that, because I'm pretty sure she's using the boss of the area to kill the expeditioners. So this message is about the boss of the area, who is a guy called Scavenger, who also gave a Picto. But it's just kind of telling you like a basic strategy to fight this guy. Which is like keep up your defenses, but you gotta do enough damage. The boss seemed extremely easy. I don't think I was really over leveled, but he was kind of an easy boss. So I don't even think he did damage to me. I might have had to parry a move, but if I remember correctly, I think I just stunned him before he took a turn, and then I killed him before he was finished being stunned. So not super exciting on the boss front there. What else did we do? I also wrote down, let's check where the area is first. It's an area called Crushing Cavern, which was here. Crushing Cavern was just an area that I had not gone into yet. I was checking if it was just like a small loot area. It turned out that there was a Nevron in there that crushes people. Again, kind of like a mini boss, but not super exciting. We just kind of like rolled him really easily, and that gave us this, which is just talking about how the guys got crushed, and if you go in the cave, the Nevron will crush you. But Not really difficult at all. And I think that's about it. I just went to like all the optional stuff, and I went to this island because I couldn't remember if we went to the island, but other than that, I haven't gone above this line, right? Above Old Lumiere, I have not gone above this to explore anything. There was like some merchants and stuff on some of these beaches, but not a whole lot of important stuff. Maybe a Picto or two. And I went to this area. I think there was like just some enemies and a Picto. I can't think of anything else. So yeah, we still have these areas, these like paintings that still say danger on them. So we'll probably be back to those in the future. And then there's plenty of other stuff that we haven't been able to reach quite yet. That's south. I also went back to here just to check. I didn't go in here, but it still said danger on it, so I didn't go in. And I still don't know how to get to some of these areas, but yeah, that was pretty much what I did on my own, just all optional stuff. But it did lead to me leveling up and getting some Pictos and slightly changing our builds. I think the biggest change is probably Lune because of this right here. So, like I was saying, Sprong, when he died, he gave me this level 24 Picto, which indicates that we probably weren't supposed to be fighting him at that level. But what it does is you always play twice in a row. So when you get a turn, you get another turn after that. Now that I've kind of learned how the mechanics of this game work, play again cannibalizes play twice and play immediately, right? Those things all cannibalize each other. So it is also a Lumina that costs 40. But I think this is only really going to be valuable on Lune for us. I could maybe put it on Minoko, because Minoko does his Abyss Wind to deal, or to take another turn. And so it would just make it so that we get the other turn without having to do the Abyss Wind. But the Abyss Wind only costs 2 AP, so it's not a huge commitment. So spending 40 Luminas to not use this skill seems a little bit steep right now. But the other thing is, it really doesn't work on how I'm using Mael at all right now, because I am pretty much exclusively using the gradient attack to get to Virtuous Stance. And from my understanding of how the gradient attacks work, is it seems to just give you another turn. I know the loading screen tip said it doesn't, the gradient attacks don't end your turn. But what it really means is you get another turn, which is nice because you get the AP for starting another turn, right? But it means that it cannibalizes play twice, play immediately, take a second turn, stuff like that. All that gets cannibalized by using a gradient attack. So Cheater wouldn't really work on Mael. It would have minimal bonus on Minoko, but Lune is where it's really going to shine. You could see that I leveled up enough to now have Terraquake. Terraquake, honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. In the Sprong fight, the first time I tried the fight and failed, I felt like Terraquake wasn't really helping. So the second time I did the fight, I actually didn't even use Terraquake at all. But it might be useful in some cases. I think the big benefit of it is actually going to be the also increases all break damage received by 50%. Sprong was a little bit weird because we just kind of needed to get through his health bar. So using some of these other multi-hit moves was a lot more valuable than breaking him faster. I was only going to get one break a fight anyways. So, and I did break him at like half health when I used Terraquake. Whereas when I didn't use Terraquake, it was more like 1/3 HP remaining where I broke him. So it does make a meaningful difference in that case. But since I wasn't going to get an extra break anyways, it didn't really make sense to worry about using Terraquake for that. So Terraquake might be a luxury thing. We kind of need to experiment with it more, because I just haven't used it that much. And now that we have Cheater, our first turn can just be Typhoon, immediately take another turn, and Terraquake. So we could get both of these off every single fight at the very beginning before anyone gets to do anything, essentially. Now, as far as Luminas go, I don't think like build specific stuff has changed. It's more of I think we already had Revive Paradox and Healing Death, which I think are good options, especially in more difficult fights. So essentially that makes it that when you die, your teammates get healed to full, and then when you res, you get to play immediately. Now you need to be careful with stuff like Cheater and the Gradient attack because it will get cannibalized by this play immediately. So you gotta be a little bit careful with that. What else did I add? I think I added Solidify. I don't think I had this previously, where when you fall below 50% health, you get 2 shields. Just a way to make it so if someone doesn't one-shot you, then you become more resilient by getting the shields, and then obviously Lune just brings everyone back to full. And all these things that I'm mentioning, everyone has. So, Aegis Revival is the thing that we found in the starting area. When you get revived, you get 1 shield. So again, it just synergizes with the other defensive things that I was just talking about. And then I think that's kind of it for just the basic useful stuff. I think I made sure that Lune has Breaker now, and she also has Critical Burn to kind of synergize with Lightning Dance, because Minoko's always going to get people burning. Mael here has Breaker, Breaking Burn, because she's doing just a bunch of break damage, especially with Terraquake up. Got Breaking Shots. This is not really that necessary, but I got some extra Lumina points at the moment. And then Burning Shots, Critical Burn, again, just to increase her critical rate, so she's always hitting 9,999 right now. And then Augmented Counter, she's just doing the damage on the team. Breaking Counter does more break damage. Minoko, he is our free aim shooter. So again, I added a lot of the generally useful stuff like Aegis Revival. But he has all the free aim stuff, including Breaker. Breaker does, I believe, work, because free aim shots, I think, do a little bit of break damage, and he's free aim shooting a lot. So he has this on top of this. I assume they stack, why not, right? He's got Burning Shots, and then he's got this cool new thing that we found called Beneficial Contamination. So whenever he applies a status effect, he just gets 2 AP back. So if he's free aiming and he hits the Burning Shots, or he hits the Marking Shots, he just gets 2 AP back from that. And then what else? He has the Marking Shots and the Rewarding Mark to just kind of give him more AP so he can shoot more. Oh, Tainted doesn't really matter. Tainted is only if... I don't think Tainted counts your buffs. I think it just counts if you have a status effect. So, kind of just whatever, but the Picto is good. It's my level 20 Picto, so it gives him a bunch of defense and stuff. But yeah, there's kind of the Pictos that we're running. Mael's obviously very offensive for speed, and she has one that gives her a bunch of health. Minoko, a lot more defensive, but still some speed, because he's just kind of there to free aim, do some break damage, apply debuffs, and then he also is going to apply shield to my teammates. And then here's Lune. I really probably need to get rid of Energizing Start 4, but I don't have enough Lumina points at the moment, and Lune is already way ahead of everyone else in Lumina points. She's 21 points ahead of Mael, and 55 points. No, is it? That's 55 points ahead of Minoko. So I don't like Energizing Start needs to go because it's low level, but I don't know what to replace it with quite yet. Maybe we could level it up or something with a random drop. So yeah, the only other thing that's important is maybe Minoko's build here. I think we were using Avist Wind before. We still have Stalag Punches because it's just nice for doing more break damage. I did make it so I don't have a blue mask skill anymore. It was either like this or the blue mask skill. I think it's the Brawler Bash that does break. But honestly, oh no, which one was it? Oh, it was this one that I swapped it out for. This one costs 1 more AP, but it deals high damage. and it can break, whereas this one does for 4 AP does medium damage and it can break. I just figured that this one was probably gonna be better more often, because we pretty much don't have an AP problem. So we got those skills, then we got this to apply defenseless, just like a good useful support skill. And then the skill he's going to be casting most often is the Crueler Barrier, which just applies 1 to 2 shields to the target. Very nice against anything that's difficult, because if they're doing 100% of my HP in one hit, then being able to make a mistake and having the barrier there as a safeguard is just a nice way to not lose instantly. And then we have this waltz thing. We already had it earlier on, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to use this one, but since we don't really have AP problems, I just put it on here. And targets are almost always going to be burning, because Minoko has burning shots. His goal is pretty much just to apply burn and apply mark, and then use a support, or build up break, or make them defenseless. That's pretty much what he's there for. He also has 90 agility now, but she has 91, she has 84. So anyways, that's a long-winded way of explaining everything that has happened since the last time we played. And now pretty much, oh, that's not the map. All we gotta do is go to these axons. Now, what's-his-face, Verso, was saying that the axon to the west is already weakened because other expeditions have tried to fight it before. So I think we should take Verso's advice and go to that one first. But I do want to go to this island first, because I did not visit this island. So we'll start our exploration there, and then we'll move north to this axon area. I did see this island from a distance, though. There's nothing here, right? Doesn't look like it. The, like, giant masks and stuff, kind of creepy. Oh, I swam past this dive spot, so I already wrote it down. Come back here later. Okay, so we got a portal. It's not red, so it's not gonna be danger. Visage is. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. There are a lot of faces around here. Let's explore the rest of the island first, and then we'll come back. I don't know if this is going to be a zone or just like a music area. Is there nothing here? I thought there was another way to get onto this island. Oh, I'm at the wrong island. Oh. I was like, I swear there was like a piece of land that we could go on. Yeah, it's right there to the south. Okay, Visages is where what's-his-face is, the Axon. So we'll be back to that momentarily. What do we got going on here? 2 mimes? Oh, I also fought, the mime that was in the first area that I missed. I did go back and fight him. Now, he just dropped, what am I thinking? He drops cosmetics for Gustav. So, I don't know if those are exactly usable anymore. Oh, I did write down an area where I thought there might be a gestural that I didn't find. We'll have to go back and check it later. But here's a lost gestural. Did I check there? I'm trying to think if I checked there on my own or not. I don't think I did. Well, I assume we just fight the mimes. If you get too close to them, it starts combat. There doesn't seem to be like a talk to them. 2 mimes sounds kind of annoying though, not gonna lie. So what's the best strategy? Because obviously for the mimes, you gotta break them before you can do any amount of damage. They have 3 shield to start out with. Lune's turn is pretty straightforward. We're gonna Typhoon first. Unfortunately, all of her hits are gonna go straight into their shields. So there's the cheater, and now we have exactly enough to Terraquake. So the Terraquake is gonna help us break them faster. Now, okay, we do have an Agile Mask, which means that Abyss Wind is free. So, pretty much, I don't think we're gonna need shields for this. I could be wrong, because I don't have a good bearing on how strong these mimes are gonna be. But I'm thinking instead I just want to do break damage. But we'll start... Okay, so you saw... That's unfortunate. First hit gave us the burn, so we missed out on 1 AP there. But now we just kind of fish for a mark. This is doing a decent amount of break damage for what it's worth. Like, combining Terraquake with breaking shots and breaker is actually making this free aim do an okay amount of break damage. I'm not getting a mark, huh? Okay, we did get a mark, and now we'll just use the Abyss Wind to break the mark. That gives us 2 AP back, another turn, we get another AP. So yeah, it didn't really work out as planned because it took so long to get the mark. From here, we don't really have anything good that we can do. Oh, also the great thing about turn 1 Typhoon into immediate Terraquake is it consumes stains, which immediately applies slows. Because of Lune's weapon. So that's very nice as well. Yeah, I don't really see a reason... I mean, I could free aim and just fish for more debuffs. Yeah, so we got 1 AP back here. I could fish for the mark. But honestly, it's probably just worth more to just build up break. Okay, now the question is, can we break that guy with a single Flurry Fury? I don't think any of our loot or any of our Mael moves have changed at all. I think I reorganized them because I'm mainly just using this page. These are all like based on circumstance, so I put them to page 2. But it's pretty much just I don't know why I keep saying Lune. Mael just spams Flurry Fury and Sword Ballet, and that's all she does. Which works a lot better in bosses where you can guarantee that she can get some parries. So we'll have to see if she can actually pull that off without all that extra AP. Anyways, I think it'll break. She does a lot of break damage. Yeah, it's an easy break. No problem. Okay, so here's where I don't know exactly what to do because I can't cast anything. I guess I just do Healing Light because I'm just replacing one of the Earth Stains with a Light Stain. And she's taking 2 turns in a row. I just need to use it on her because I need to make sure that she can Typhoon next turn. Because I'm pretty sure her Typhoon should run out right after this turn. I wish that the indicator around her, because you can see that there's an Earth one for Terraquake, and there's an Ice one for Typhoon. The indicator doesn't go away until the end of her turn. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken about that, I'm pretty sure that right now Typhoon will end when I end my turn. Which is unfortunate because it should just go away at the beginning of the turn instead. But we just want to reapply Typhoon before we start doing other stuff.
The eternity of ice.
And we've actually already built up the other guy's break bar. I guess these guys are just really weak. And without parrying anything, you can see that I'm back at 9 AP. We will just break you. He's doing a lot of damage. Have I really not gotten a single debuff? Okay, there we go. So this is just kind of my basic play pattern for Minoko right now. And you can see that he just gets to shoot a lot. Throw one over there. That guy dies. He has the double dead energy. So whenever there's something for Minoko to kill, he has like fundamentally infinite AP. We're on Agile Mask, huh? Unlucky. I forget what his weapon is doing, but I know his weapon is doing something useful. Oh, the first thing his weapon does is flip the wheel around, which is functionally useless. But I think his weapon is doing something that's good for us. So you can see here when Lune starts a turn, she does 9,999 and then 9,999 again. Does Rock Slide kill here? Probably not, but she gets another turn immediately, so... I mean, with her first turn, she could essentially just always use heal, because it's stain neutral and it's AP positive. So... And then I don't think I had Lightning Dance previously, but we just had a Lightning Thunder Strike. Maybe? I can't remember what the other move is. It does essentially the same thing. Where when you crit, you get another hit. But this one's just stronger. So we get 2 hairstyles, looks like for Lune and CL. I don't think I'll like them, though. Also, we currently have a different hairstyle that I found while exploring on Lune. This messy bun hairstyle. Oh, we have a whole new menu now. What's the other one? CL? Yes. I got this one's just better. Okay, so we found a Gestural, we beat those mimes. Guess we might as well just fight these guys. Actually, have we fought that guy with the sword and shield? So also by backtracking, I always made sure to bring Minoko with me so I could collect as many feet as possible. I have like 3/4 of the abilities on Minoko unlocked already. Okay, he does have feet, so we have not killed that guy yet. Okay, that guy's just dead. What should I do here? Do you have any shield? No. I mean, I could just shoot... this guy till I get to 3 AP. Oh, I kind of expected that to kill with the mark. I guess not.
Lightning dance.
Oh, I was like, did she just hit 12,000 in one single hit? Nah, I'm pretty sure she must have crit, so it did 2 hits. So yeah, you can see that we're a little bit strong for some of the stuff like right out the gate here from Old Lumiere, after going back and doing all the side stuff. What do we get here? Apply shell to 1 to 3 allies. Also apply 1 shield. I mean, it's cheaper than Crueler Barrier, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to be on heavy masks. Also, what does your weapon do again? Oh, yeah. I think last time I didn't know what an upgraded skill was, but I figured out what an upgraded skill is. An upgraded skill is like this one. If we have heavy mask, when we use this, then it's an upgraded skill. So if you just have the corresponding mask, then it counts as an upgraded skill. And that's making it so we give 1 AP to everyone. Honestly, not that valuable. I would be looking for a better weapon for Minoko, because reversing the wheel does nothing. Functionally nothing. And the 1 AP is okay, but it's not fantastic because I'm not really focusing on making sure that I'm using upgraded skills. Parries increase the beach will take damage, resets it. Yeah, I just think that this isn't good enough. So I think we're just looking for like a new weapon that functionally does something amazing. Like, because if we compare what our other characters are using, like Mael starts in Virtuous Stance, which has like multiple benefits. Beyond being in Virtuous Stance immediately, you get 1 AP extra for switching from stanceless at the start of a fight. And then also she can apply Crazy Burn. Right now, that's not really relevant for me. I was trying it against Sprong, and I was applying like 26 burn a turn, but the burn also caps out at doing 9,999 damage, so him having like 46 burn didn't actually help me in any way, so I was like, it's better for me to just sword ballet all the time. But once we can break that cap, then maybe this will become more useful, especially when we get to level 20 and the burn deals more damage. But right now, leaning into the burn isn't that good. But that sword, like, functionally really good, right? And then when we look at... Oh, I also leveled up their weapons quite a bit. And Sprong gave me the material to unlock or to upgrade weapons to 32. However, none of my weapons can even use it yet because you need to get to 19 first. And I don't have enough to get to 19. But yeah, I mainly focused on upgrading Lune's weapon because Mael's already hitting 9,999 with every single hit of Sword Ballet. So I was trying to get so Lune could do the same thing with Lightning Dance and with Typhoon and Terraquake. Terraquake's kind of weak. You saw that we only got to 9,999 after Defenseless was applied. But as we get more attack, it'll be a little bit better. And hopefully when we can actually break that, then break the 9,999 barrier, then her damage will matter a little bit more. But right now we're in an awkward spot where our damage is kind of capped. Like, I just can't do more damage than I'm currently doing. But yeah, her weapon is crazy, right? Whenever you use a healing skill, you get an additional light stain, which makes heal net neutral on stains. And if you consume an earth stain, then you're just transforming an earth stain into a light stain, which is just very good because the light stain can be anything, whereas the earth stain is only an earth stain. And then whenever you consume a light stain, which we do immediately after casting Typhoon and getting the extra light stains, then we get to apply slow to a random enemy. that effect is kind of whatever, and the level 20 effect we're never going to use. So I'm still... Which one was it? It was this one, right? Where it also generates the light stain, but you get an ice stain at the beginning of the turn, so we lose the slow. But replay instantly on consuming stains with a healing skill. I guess this doesn't matter anymore if we're running cheater. So this is probably just gonna be the thing that we use, but the level 20 skill sucks. I don't know, 2 of these having the exact same level 4 skill tells me that maybe we can find another one with the same level 4 skill, only better. Because it seems like the weapons based on their damage type do something that's related to those abilities, right? Like ice is doing stuff for the healing skills. Fire, I mean, that one's just basic fire stuff. What about this? On turn start. Casting a skill increases the skill damage of all other elements. This one's for multiple elements, not necessarily lightning. That's just good for lightning. This one's just for ice skills, and it gives you an earth stain, which ice skills use earth stains. So maybe we can find something more useful, but we kind of really value that creating light stains. And the weapon scaling just scales well off of the stats that I've given Lune, so it's her best option right now. So, this first part of the island had a few collectibles, but nothing crazy on it. Let's get to this other hidden part of the island back here. Who are you? I have fought one of these enemies before. He was in an earlier area. Although this guy seems a lot bigger. Oh, because he's chromatic. I see. So, probably no reason to change up what we've been doing. I mean, that's the great thing about this Lune build, is you essentially do the same thing at the start every time. And then, after that, you decide what you need to be doing. But the amount of value generated... Ooh, he's resistant to ice. The amount of value generated out of Typhoon is just so crazy that I can't really not do it. I mean, we did a lot of break damage, huh? And he's gonna get a turn. Do I Terra Quake? Surely Rock Slide doesn't break here, right? It would do the greatly increased damage. But I don't think that matters because I think it's probably going to hit close to 9,999 anyways. I don't think it will break. If I was confident it would break, then that would be the right move. But since I'm not, I think I have to Terra Quake here.
Careful, my elf.
Oh my gosh, I tried on every single one of those, and I pressed it at the wrong time on every single hit. Gosh, dang it. Okay, so the other great thing that I'll now be able to show off is, since Minoko's turn is not that valuable, and most of what he does is not based off of using his skills, he can do all of his stuff and then use a revival potion at the end of it. Oh, that's so unlucky. We immediately lose all that. Okay, so the smart thing to do, because I consumed 1 AP to get 2 AP back, if I immediately Abyss Wind right now, then I spend another 2 AP. I miss out on 1 more AP, but at least the Abyss Wind is cheaper.
My cup is full.
And now I can try again. Of course, first shot again. It's either you get it on the first shot or you get it on the 15th shot, even though it's a 20% chance, right? But you can see that he's about to break, so when we do... Oh, Mael's gonna be stanceless, though. That's a little bit unfortunate. Because I haven't spent quite enough to have a gradient charge yet. What do I want to do? I do have a heavy mask. There's lots of options. Because with the heavy mask, I can Crueler Barrier on Lune, which gives her 2 AP, and then for casting an upgraded skill, she gets another 1 AP. And then when her turn starts, she gets 2 AP from Typhoon, plus the 1 AP for turn starting. So she'll start the next turn with 6 AP. Which might be better than reviving Mael. Because Lune can break. I think that might actually be the play.
Let us stain them.
Oh, right. Lune just plays twice every single time. So actually, I do need to be Typhooning next turn. How does... Because Lune plays twice, how does someone else playing immediately interact with Lune playing twice? I guess now's a good time to figure out. Because I can't Typhoon right now anyways. So I'd have to use no AP this turn, which obviously I can do. But I also want to revive Mael. So let's see how this works if Lune still gets that second turn. If she doesn't, we might have an issue.
Let us
Okay, so Lune... It works how I thought it would work. Lune gets the second turn first, and then Mael plays immediately. So, we're back at 9 AP now. And now we can cast the Enhanced Typhoon. So now we have extra time on it. And I have the Gradient Charge. So, from what I've learned and how I have Mael built right now, because Gradient gives you another turn, you get 1 AP for that. Because Mael is switching to Virtuous Stance, she gets 1 AP from that. And because I have a Picto... Actually, I think it's just a Lumina. I think I don't have the Picto anymore. I have a Lumina that gives 1 AP when you use a Gradient attack. So she gets 3 AP for casting a Gradient attack, assuming she's not in Virtuous Stance. So that means I have 3 AP to just use for free. And I actually get a mark here, so I get 2 AP back. So yeah, once we're at 6, then we can Gradient attack.
You can't escape.
This guy is tanky.
Let's spill.
I assume once he's broken, it might get easier. Which he's going to break right now.
Finesse and precision.
So... we got lots of turns. Lune's gonna go, I think, 4 times before he goes. So... oh yeah, now we're doing some damage. I don't suppose you want to get a single... see, this is what I'm talking about. You either get the debuff immediately or 10 shots in. Like, are you for real? I just fired 9 shots and I didn't hit either of my two 20%. That's crazy. I can still Abyssed Wind because I have Agile Mask. I should have been paying attention, and I probably shouldn't have. Well, actually, casting Abyssed Wind for 2 AP is kind of pointless in this situation. I really only want to cast it if it's free.
The sweet taste of battle.
So I could fire one more shot here. That's interesting. Minoko's weapon only gives the 1 AP to other people. It doesn't give it to himself, huh? I think I probably knew that, but I forgot. So there's nothing we could really do. I could either just auto attack, or I could shoot and then auto. I think I just shoot, just gamble. Nope. 10 shots, no debuffs. 2 different 20% chances. Okay, but here's Lune to ruin his day. So what's better? I think Lightning Dance is going to be better because she's probably just going to be hitting 9,999. And at least with the Lightning Dance, she'll get more hits when she crits. And since she has Burning Critical, which I think I added it after I fought Sprong. Because I was like, that might actually work pretty well. Because I'm almost always going to have them burning. So we should have like 60% crit chance here.
Lightning dance.
You can see we missed 3 crits. But she almost just killed him straight up by herself. And then, of course, she gets another turn and he immediately dies. 2 Resplendents, that's great news. We can get closer to 19. Again, doesn't really matter at the moment because we're just hitting max damage every single time anyways. 5 color Illumina, and it looks like a CL weapon? Yes, it is. Let's check out this weapon. It's level 17, huh? What do we currently have? 1 AP, Moon Charge on turn start. Basic attacks give Moon Charges. During Twilight, all damage dealt is converted to dark damage. 20% increased dark damage with skills. Apply Shell during Moon, Powerful during Sun, and Rush during Twilight. So how does that work? How does that work on the turn? Oh, no, I assume she just has that based on what's active, huh? I was going to say, how does that work when she already has Sun, but then applies Moon? And then when she goes into Twilight, does she just have everything? But I'm pretty sure they're not like timed buffs, they're conditional buffs. So when she no longer has Sun and is in Twilight, she has Rush, but doesn't have Powerful or Shell, I would guess. Which is interesting. I mean, I'm not using her at the moment, but like this is definitely... I say that, and this weapon actually scales pretty well. Like if I had one more level up on this thing, it would probably already be better than this. But I think functionally this thing is probably maybe better. With the 20% dark damage and converting all of your damage to dark with skills. Could be pretty good if we actually end up using her, but right now not going to come into play. Let me check my inventory, make sure. I'm pretty sure I don't have that many color Illumina. I thought I spent so many, but I guess we just keep getting more and more, huh? I only have 3 Resplendents. I think it currently costs 4 to upgrade Lune's weapon and 3 to upgrade Mael's weapon. What do we got here? Some Chroma?
What have we here?
4,000 Chroma. Okay, so the point of this was just that chromatic guy. not a super difficult fight, but what are we looking at? I think we go up to this beach first before we go up to the Visages. But I do want to get to the Visages, like, this episode, preferably. So we gotta stop dilly-dallying. Ooh, red portal means danger. Correct. The crows is currently danger. Just making sure there's nothing off on the side behind these boxes or something. Ooh, another dive spot.
No.
This one I definitely don't have written down. I guess I don't want to pick the crows because it's not labeled. I need a way to identify them because I'm just writing it down. So I guess I'm going to pick west of the Visages. And then, so the place that I was talking about that there might be a gestural that I didn't see is around right in here. I'm really tempted to just sprint back right now before I forget, and then we'll go to the Visages. I see another beach. What the heck is this thing? Have I fought this weird ball of yarn with eyeballs on it?
The storm is coming.
I don't think so. It doesn't have feet, but I'm pretty sure I haven't fought it before. I suppose it's kind of logical that it wouldn't have feet. Okay. I didn't even get to do anything else. 3 weapons. One of them's a level up. I don't know if that Batlum is a level up or not. I'm pretty sure that column is new, though. And 2 Resplendents. Could, in theory, farm these guys for Resplendents, because that was the easiest fight of all time. Okay, I just like to let it, like, play out. Okay, that's an upgrade. So we did have that. And then that's also an upgrade. So the big thing is this new weapon anything? It's a light weapon. 50% chance to generate a light stain when consuming stains. +1 AP on consuming a light stain. 20% increased damage with skills per active light stain. Ooh, that's interesting, huh? Oh, I kind of forgot that it shows your current weapon in the bottom right. So let me check something. I'm pretty sure without the light stain thing. So Typhoon makes an ice and a light stain, and Terraquake consumes... Oh, it consumes lightning stains. I'm trying to make it so, like, if I'm gonna make that work, I think I have to be consuming... Also, let's check off this other weapon as well. I have to be consuming... Oh, it's only a 50% chance, too. But I want to be consuming a stain essentially turn 2 to, like, get this thing going. Because it builds off of itself. I think right now it's definitely not worth it. Maybe later on it could be worth it because of, but we're not gonna have, the problem is we generate a whole bunch of light stains right now, but we lose This probably won't generate as many light stains as this does for us. And we could kind of use the AP, but I don't really think we need the AP too badly. It's more of if that level 20 buff is gonna matter. Where sometimes, like, we pretty regularly have at least 2 light stains active. But right now, obviously, since we're hitting max damage anyways, that does nothing for us. It's definitely something to consider in the future if we can make it work. Right now, it kind of seems like the weapon we're currently using, like, we need that generate a light stain on healing skill, essentially. Or if we could have something that generates a light stain on ice skills, that would work. Or if we could generate lightning stains, that would also work for us. Oh, a blue rock. Let's fight these guys real quick.
Romance flowing.
Any of you have feet that I haven't collected? So normally I wouldn't do this, but I'm pretty sure that this guy's gonna die, like, immediately. Probably everyone here is gonna die immediately. Are you gonna die as well? Oh, I used one extra shot. Oh, but I didn't hit a marked target yet, so didn't matter.
The eternity of ice.
Energizing Pain leveled up. I don't think there's a good way to use that one. I mean, I guess we are doing a healing build, so it becomes more viable in a healing build. I just still don't like it that much because getting AP off of parries is very good. Is there no item around here? I'm always a little nervous that I'm just not seeing it, because sometimes in the overworld, the items aren't entirely obvious, especially if there's something on top of them. No, I mean, I could break everything, but for sure there's no item around here. But there is the blue rock. Probably just has a color Illumina. Wait, it has a Picto? A new Picto. Critical break. 25% increased break damage on critical hits. Now that's good. I want to check something really quick. Lune has 29% crit rate, so with burning crit, she has 54. Not fantastic, but on the other hand, Mael here is at 81 when they're burning. So I'm really thinking, because she's stacking break damage, right? I really want to know at least how much does Lumina costs to see if I can fit it in. It's a level 14. Dead energy only costs 2. I do lose crit rate if I do that, though. That's the reason that Dead Energy 1 has been so hard for me to get rid of. Because although it's a level 15 and I have stuff that's higher level, the amount of crit rate, like, what I've noticed on Pictos is they tend to favor one of the stats that they give. And, like, this new one that we got is 14, but it gives more speed than Dead Energy, right? Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to see because I can't be on it and show both. But it gives 200 speed, whereas Dead Energy only gives 162, but it only gives 8% crit rate. So it's obviously favoring speed, whereas Dead Energy is favoring crit. And that's a lot of crit to lose, especially when I'm picking something that synergizes with crit. Let me put it on real quick. It only costs 5. So if I could master this thing really quick, it would be very cheap for me to put back on dead energy for the crit rate, and then just use this critical break as Illumina. So I think that's likely what we're going to do. Also, in case you're looking at speed, we got 1300 speed here, about 1000 there, and 1329 on Lune. But Lune has auto rush, so she starts the match with rush, which means that she has 33% speed on top of that. And I talked about it in the past, but auto rush is essentially functioning like first strike for me. Because there's almost nothing that's gonna go faster. At least nothing that's at level that's gonna go faster than that. Ah, okay. This island is slightly elevated, which means that we cannot get on it. There is a red portal up there. So it's gonna be a danger portal. And there is also a merchant up there, but not currently available to us. So, like I said, we're going to really quick run all the way back to Minoko Station. Anything we can do these masks? We're going to go to Minoko Station. What's the path? Just go straight south from here. See if that lost Gestral's there, or if I already picked him up. I just honestly cannot remember. And then other than that, we're going to the Visages. Oh, I did also, I think I wrote this down, but there's an area over there with an enemy and a blue rock. Actually, 3 blue rocks. But we can't get there. Wait, is that a blue rock over there, or is that an enemy? That's an enemy. Down here is a path. That's where we want to go. Oh, I can't go through these trees. Did I go this way? I don't remember if I went this way. Okay, well, the skirt has been bought, so I'm gonna say yes, I went this way. Just make sure. I faintly oh, I remember talking about these, like, orange milk bottles. So that's where we played only up. I don't really know what this is. Just like a weird circle bench in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so I don't know exactly where it is, but I have an idea. Was it here? No, I don't think it was here. It was right here, I'm pretty sure. That would make sense, because this part's kind of like marked. But it does appear that we've already been here. Already got that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that we have that lost Gestral. I'm just trying to make sure that we didn't miss any that I see other people find. So, on to the Visages. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a trek. I don't know why they made Esquier swim so fast, but he doesn't run that fast. Like, and it's not that I want him to swim slower, I just want him to run faster. Is this a blue rock? No.
Let us get wet.
Pretty sure there was a blue rock there as well. That place up there looks crazy. Okay, to the Visages. Is this gonna be a whole area? Or is it just gonna be a boss fight? Probably not. They haven't just done, like, just a boss fight. So there's probably gonna be a little bit of lead up to it. Alright, the Visages. Also, I do this a lot on accident. When I enter an area, I immediately like to look backwards. But it takes a second for the portal to load in, so sometimes I'll instinctively walk backwards to, like, check the ledges and stuff, and I'll just immediately leave the area.
So this is Visage Island.
He who guards truth with lies.
Are those faces?
An infinite sea of them.
Something over there. Probably a color Illumina, but this is a story area, so...
Well, that will help.
Story areas, I think, are more likely to possibly give us upgrades for our elixirs and stuff. Or extra elixirs. I do feel like I must have missed an elixir upgrade or something. Because our health elixir is one behind our mana, and then our mana is one behind our revival.
Here's the island singing.
This melody.
This is creeping me out.
Okay, there's a flag.
What's it doing?
It's not attacking.
Was that an invitation?
So it seems.
Feels like a trap.
I don't mind a straightforward path for once. Better than battling through a mountain of Neverons.
No, Verso's right. Something feels off.
Oh, I'm harmless. You don't need those.
Well, if you're harmless, then these weapons will stay harmless too.
Touché. Well, Visage invites you to join him in his chamber at the end of this path. I assume that's why you're here.
Where do the other paths lead?
You're free to traverse them. Masks are not just to obscure, they may also illuminate. Look for the masks that you need.
Meaning?
The invitation stands.
That was creepy.
Well, head straight to the Axon. Or take the other paths?
I did just notice this because, like, obviously we have the setting on to show the costumes that we're wearing in cutscenes. But the weapons don't show what weapons you're using. Most cutscenes don't actually even have weapons in them, so you don't notice it. But that one I noticed that they had their normal weapons and not the weapons that I have equipped on. There's no real reason. Oh, I guess we did use a revival potion. Might as well rest it. Okay, who leveled up? Everyone leveled up. We're just trying to max out agility right now for, I think, about everyone. And then I'll figure it out after that. Okay, I need to remind myself what I was looking for skill-wise. Lune, I think the only thing that I want is Stormcaller. But I don't know if I'll use it or not. But it just kind of like adds to my damage every turn thing, except the cool thing about Stormcaller is it also does it when they receive damage, which I assume is based on a per hit basis and not a per attack basis. So that would mean that if Mael is doing multi-hit combos, that this is better. The only thing about this one is when you do the enhanced version, it doesn't increase the duration, you just get double strikes on turn end. So it's probably not as valuable to buff this one. But then I assume Lune can then also proc this when they receive damage. And so when they receive damage, aimed shots might do it too. Could be really good. So that's what I'm going for with her right now, just to try it and see if we like it better than some of the other stuff we're using. Maybe even instead of Terraquake, but I'm not sure about that yet. CL, I kind of stopped spending points on her since I'm not using her at the moment. So if we start to use her again, we'll figure out where we're going with her build. Verso, I did finally get Endbringer. So all I'm going for next is Phantom Stars, I think through this path here. But he still needs 3 more points before he can get there. Mael. What was I doing with Mael? I was considering getting Momentum Strike, but right now Momentum Strike actually does nothing for us. Because it's expensive. And pretty much everything she does already hits 9,999. So this move is essentially useless right now. Maybe later on, if we can actually break that barrier, then this move might be better. It kind of just depends on the actual math, but right now, multi-hit things are better. So I think I was looking to try and get Pyrolith as her move that would synergize really well in the late game with her sword. But that one is 20 points away, so we need 3 more points. And then Minoko, here's his skill tree if you wanted to see how many of the skills I had. He's doing pretty good. He's missing, it looks like, 4, 7... He's missing 12. Which I think makes my assessment of I have 3/4 of them about accurate. Alright, so the path that they wanted me to go, that's... Hold up. That's where we came from. That's a different path. Start with the merchant. Which way did they want me to go? I'm kind of turned around. I thought the way they wanted me to go was over there. But that's not a path. Wasn't he looking like... Didn't he look at us and then look that way? Am I missing something? Let's start with the merchant. Okay. What is this? Receive 15% of all heals affecting other characters. Probably doesn't matter for us, but it is interesting because obviously we are healing all characters every single turn that Lune takes. But I don't think it'll matter. Let's start by fighting the merchant. I also did try something because I found another merchant that I could fight while playing on my own to check if Minoko could get merchant feat. It doesn't seem like it didn't on that merchant. So I don't know if I should just keep fighting the merchants with Minoko and hoping that one of them has feat for him. But I guess it seems kind of unlikely. How strong is this guy? I might as well just auto attack. I think auto attack is probably gonna do. I assume auto attack does low damage, maybe?
Foolish move.
He actually almost tricked me. Because usually the guys with the long legs do the jump. And then they land in front of you and then they slam you with their hands as their attack. But that one... Like, last second, I was like, actually, it seems like the jump is the attack, so I decided to press the parry button, which paid off. We're on Abyss Wind for free. Should just be straightforward if I could land a debuff. Alright, so he gives a CL weapon. On turn start, gain 1 shield if at least 1 sun charge is active. Apply 5 foretell on enemies that... Wait, apply 5 foretell on enemies that break shields. What does that... That is worded so weirdly that I have no idea what it does. Does it mean when they break your shield, then you apply 5 foretell to them? I guess it would make sense, because the first part applies shield on yourself. I don't think I would use this except maybe specific cases. It also depends on what counts as breaking a shield. If enemies have other ways to remove shields, and that doesn't count as breaking, then this becomes significantly worse. But this does also... Oh no, I was going to say it does encourage you to hold a bunch of sun charges, but you only get 1 shield if you have at least 1 sun. You don't get more shield if you have more sun. So, we're going to go ahead and buy this Picto. It's expensive, but... Buy the Rico. Buy the Colors of Lumina. We'll buy the Resplendence. I honestly have no use for these like at all anymore. If there's a weapon that's low level that I want to level up, I already have plenty. And I could probably just find a merchant that has them. So, unfortunately, my builds are kind of set the way I want them at the moment. I guess we could still, in place of Tainted. I mean, he really doesn't need Solidify. The only problem is I don't want to forget about Solidify. So I guess Tainted, because it's like at the top of the list, I'll remember to put it back on. And we got to remember, Mael currently has Critical Break on, but she needs to level up once and master this so she can put Dead Energy back on. Okay, so let's... I'm fairly certain I came from this direction, right? Yeah, because we stepped in that guy's mouth. Well, let's start with taking as many paths. Unfortunately, I don't actually understand what path they wanted me to go through. It must be that one, right? Because that one seems the most normal. But we obviously want to go all the wrong ways first. Oh, what's this? I was just a shiny rock. You tricked me. Okay, I don't think I can drop down that. What the heck? Oh. What happened? So when you go down a path, it changes what the world... Oh, no, it changed back. Okay. That's interesting. I thought that maybe it was going to be a puzzle where we had to, like, alter our view of the world and go try and enter other areas. Okay, this place is creeping me out. The, like, voices and stuff are creepy. Something's gotta happen. Okay, cutscene. Wait, what happened? I guess it's saying that we went in its mouth? I didn't even think we were close enough to... Just kind of forced you to go that way, but okay. Hello, sirs. Alright, now we can get an idea of how strong stuff on this island is.
The eternity of ice.
What is that weird axe symbol? Is that Berserk? I feel like we saw I saw a Berserk debuff at some point. I can't remember if it was when I was playing on my own or in an episode. And it like makes it so you take 2 turns every time you go or something. Whole place is just very creepy. I wasn't as creeped out like when the party was saying like how creepy it is, but now I'm creeped out. Who leveled up? Oh. I gotta get rid of any indicator that tells me there's something new because they annoy
He
me.
seems so joyful.
Ooh.
Almost jealous.
On the surface, at least.
He who guards truth with lies.
Oh yeah, it did say Berserk. So that's definitely the debuff. If I'm remembering exactly what it does, that's a different story. This guy has feet.
The eternity of ice.
Yup. Well, the flying guy got hit.
What to choose?
Alright, let's check out Minoko's new skill. Starting to think we're not going to get to the Axon today. Or not in this episode. Because I didn't expect so much side content in this area. Deals high physical damage to all enemies. I just don't think that's what we're looking for. It would be nice to have another agile mask thing, but it would kind of need to replace Stalak punches, which would mean that it needs to do break damage, probably. Either an agile, a second agile mask thing, or a caster mask thing is what I'm looking to add to it. Oh. That guy's creepy. Oh, he's got feet for us. Did they have to make him move like this? Like...
The eternity of ice. Keep going.
Also, one thing that I was thinking about, but I don't know if it's a good idea to do, is technically while Mael is in this party, she does not need Energizing Start 1 or 2. She only has 2 of them right now. And as you could tell, she, without either of them, she would still start her first turn with 9 AP, so I don't think we actually need that. But also those would save me like 15 AP, which I guess is something. But if she's ever fighting on her own in a duel, then I kind of want them again, so... Just a little bit annoying to change it all the time. Ooh. What do we have? We have the balance mask. Is he burning? I think he is, right? He has the visual effect of burning. Yeah, he is. So this move should do tons of damage. A new weapon, huh? And a foot. Contortionistes? Okay, new Verso weapon. Switch to rank S on break. Base attack can break. 100% critical chance on rank S. Triggers a lightning strike on critical hits. That actually sounds really good. And actually, the only reason that I currently have this equipped is just because I think it looks the coolest. I think there's one or two here that are probably better. But yeah, that seems pretty good. You just need to set up a break for him. Preferably early. And its best scaling stat's agility, which is great. Because that's going to be the first thing I max out. But the weapon that I currently have also has that. And that says on critical hit. If he has some moves that hit a whole bunch and you just like pump up his crit. Well, I guess you don't need to pump up his crit. Because you just want to get him to S as fast as possible and then he has 100% crit. It seems like a really good one. You just need a reliable way to get him to S. There's a healing tint shard, so maybe that's why my healing thing was behind, but I just can't imagine that it's supposed to be 2 behind the revival one. But maybe they're giving them out in uneven amounts. It just, like, the fact that they're not all even makes me think that I might have missed one somewhere. Alright. Man, this area is giant, and the haziness is really annoying. For seeing, like, items and stuff.
Useful.
Oh, hello.
Energized.
Toughness of power.
So much power.
Actually, the Abyss Wind being free means that I should just shoot here. The one bad thing about my Minoko build is it requires very intentional, like, usage and ordering. So even in these simple fights, like, you gotta think a little bit about what his best play is. I guess I didn't realize he was just gonna kill there. Okay, so she learned the Lumina and leveled up at the same time, which means that she now has enough Lumina points to buy that one. Okay, and we mastered Healing Share. Great news. Start with you. You obviously don't actually need Healing Share. Take back your Tainted. And then you... Critical Break. You want Dead Energy 1. Then we'll go buy you critical break. So now she's got a whole bunch of break synergies, right? She's got critical break, she's got breaker, she's got breaking counter, breaking burn, breaking shots doesn't matter as much. But all of this combined with critical burn should make it that she's actually breaking people very quickly. Oh, I forgot to look at your weapon that you leveled. Didn't someone else also get a new weapon? Or level up a weapon? No, maybe I'm misremembering. I already looked at Verso's. Okay, so we snuck our way up here. There's a journal.
69th Expedition. Fleur. Good thing Anthony upgraded all the climbing handholds. Not only are they much easier to install in the cliff faces, they're also a lot nicer to use. We're setting the last few handholds tomorrow. Then we can finally get out of these caverns and see the sun again. I can't wait to rejoin the mountaineering team. I still remember that first mountain we scaled. Watching the sun rise above the clouds was magical. But rappelling down as we set the handholds was pure exhilaration. I know some of the others chafe at being restricted to recon only. I get it's not very satisfying making maps and prepping trails while people are dying. But this prep work will pay off in the long run. It may not be glamorous, but truly essential work rarely is. Doesn't make it any less important. And as the Expedition 69 motto says, we are literally laying a trail for the ones who come after. Step by step, handhold by handhold, each expedition carries the next one forward.
I mean, we have used their handholds a lot, so they provided a great deal of help. It's also crazy just how much, like, if you think about how far that expedition made it and how much they learned, and then when we set off, like, at the beginning of our journey, we know none of the stuff that they learned, right? We have to discover the things that they learned. Sometimes by things that they left behind, but other times you just gotta figure it out yourself. What the heck is that noise? There's an orange item down there, but there's some crazy... Oh, hello. I did not even see this mine. Okay, I mean, it really sucks to just throw all of Lune's abilities into the shields, but it's
Let us
fine.
stain them. Keep going. Toughness of earth.
What to choose?
Oh, I also don't remember if I got this Lumina in during the episode or outside of it. But I'm now realizing that it's not always going to be good. Monoko doesn't hit shields with his aim shots. It buffs his aim shot damage, which is why I put it on, but he can no longer hit shields, which could be good or bad. In this case, I think it might be a little bit bad, but I should be able to get him to break the shields anyways. We're on heavy mask, so we just want to cast Abyss Wind right now.
Time to bleed.
Oh, right. You can't hit a mark through a shield. So what am I doing here? He's on fire and I have balanced mask. Both of my balance mask moves are 3-hit combos. I don't think I've used this one in a video yet, so I'll show off what this one is. Actually, I don't think I've used that one at all. I thought it was a different one. Anyways, all the shields are gone now. Can we break from here? Yes, we should be easily able to break from here. Should I poke first? Because I'll always be able... Actually, I'll always be able to gradient attack next turn. Oh, I have like infinity turns before this guy even gets to go.
This and precision.
Like, his turn's not even on the turn bar.
A storm is coming. Chroma is flowing.
We got baguette. Probably for Verso, it looks like. Okay, so I'm thinking we could just jump down onto the item and get it immediately. Oh, maybe that mouth over there was making the noise? I really don't like the baguette stuff. I think it looks stupid. But I did see, and I know where they are. I just don't want to go there right now because it's danger. And I was trying not to pay attention to what the area looks like. So that area east of Minoko Station, the ice area, I saw someone go into that immediately after doing Minoko Station. And they found some pretty cool looking costumes in there. I don't know where they are because I was trying not to pay attention. But I did notice, like, even though the game early on, like, gives you some kind of lame, goofy looking costumes, and then, like, some stuff that's not a huge adjustment, like an expedition uniform that has an armband for Verso, or the pure white expedition uniforms. There are some later on that look like really cool. So I hope that we can find those, and at that point, if we start using some of those, I might turn off the costumes appear in cutscenes again. Right now, since we're not using something crazy, we're just using like differently colored expedition uniforms. I think it's perfectly fine. What is... There's an eyeball in this guy's mouth, and it obviously is looking at you, but you can't shoot it, huh? Can't do anything about it. That's creepy. Don't like that at all. Okay, we just gotta start, like, speed running some of these combats because none of this matters. Like, these are just super easy baby mode. Wow. The noises he makes when you find an item are... Wait, was that a resplendent catalyst? I guess it was. It was confusing because we got a resplendent from that battle. And then I'm pretty sure we just picked up another. What the heck is that? I want to make sure we go over to that item. Let's go do the item first. I don't know if that's a boss. It kind of seems like it's a boss and not a walk into his mouth this time. But maybe he's trying to trick you. What the? The way I explore makes that happen way too often to me. Because I, like, enter areas and I immediately, like, look to the corners. And whenever something just happens directly in the middle of the room, it scares the crap out of me because I'm never looking at the middle of the room.
The eternity of ice.
Oh, this guy isn't moving around all weird. He might have a crit spot on his chest where that eyeball is.
The toughness of earth.
But that's Minoko's job.
Violence, yes.
Okay, yep. Now he's upset. The eyeball is, like, over there now, though. I don't know if I could still hit it or not. I mean, it really doesn't matter what I do, so... Alright, what is this? A new Verso weapon. Kinda looks like Ichigo's sword. Let's check it out. Confuso. Light damage can burn on critical hits. Apply 3 burn instead of mark. I don't know if that's bad or good. Increase burn damage by 50% per rank up to 300%. Okay. I could see that being pretty good. So my question then becomes, how do burn modifiers work? Because obviously we know that Mael's sword in Virtuous Stance burn deals double damage. But like burn is a debuff that is on the enemy and burn can stack. But burn can also be stacked by more than one character. And then something like this, like, it just becomes confusing to me. Does each stack of burn have an individual damage value associated with it? Like, normally in games, when you build up 20 burn on someone, each of those stacks of burn is equal. They're all the same. But in this case, either the stacks of burn are all individual and do different amounts of damage based on who applied them, or you could combine both of these characters together and just have burns that deal stupid amounts of damage because both of these passives are active at the same time. I don't know. I'd be really curious about that. I don't know. I assume that it can't be that difficult to figure it out, but it would be a little bit annoying to figure it out exactly. I'm going to leave that weapon equipped because we're not using him right now, and I want to remember that for the future. So, let's go up to this weird, creepy guy. Oh, it's one of the guys with the shields. I assume this guy, like, tries to gank you while you're fighting the boss or something? I thought it was a floating head.
The eternity of ice. Better. Better.
My favorite part.
It might be a good time to, like, learn if these guys have weak spots. I was thinking the mouth of the shield, but my crit did the same amount of damage as when I just shot his bot, actually. That crit also did the same. Oh wait, no, I should fire one more shot at least. Again, it doesn't matter, but At least being in the habit of playing as optimally as possible will probably be useful in the long run. Okay, a Picto. Only level 11? 30% increased damage, but can't be healed. Surprised there's a level 11 Picto around here. I don't know what's going on with some of these areas that have like these weird organic masses that seem like they're eating creatures or the land. There's a lot of them around large bodies of expeditioners as well. Well, let's see. Are you a boss or you're a talkable? Seems connected to the Axon. So I'm guessing that maybe doing these side areas might make the Axon weaker? He who painted this world, seeking what he could not grasp, longing to share with those he loves. Behind his smile, what could it be? Probably sadness? Nothing happened. Okay, that was not the right answer. Seek. Okay, maybe it's a riddle. Longing to share with those he loves. Okay, I misunderstood that. I thought it... for some reason, I understood longing to be with those he loves. I guess it would be joy then, right? Something happens. Hello. You're not weird at all. Jovial, huh? How does this work? Are you a current enemy? Doesn't appear... Oh, you're the enemy. Okay. None of you have feet. I guess we've stolen all your feet already.
The eternity of ice. Better.
That is one of those things, though. Like, I'm always talking about how I wish they would put more information into the combat. The fact that the enemies have a marker on them to show if you have their feet or not is one of those things that I would like, and I'm very glad that they did put that in. As much as you can't look at your own stats and stuff, at least you can know who you don't have the feet of. Seeing as this is a boss fight, we should probably just go all out, huh?
Toughness of
The dance begins.
Oh. Is my party organized wrong? I thought I had my party organized so oh, no, because we didn't get first strike. So Mael goes second because she's faster than Minoko. Eh. I can almost guarantee that Mael can kill this guy with a poke. Let me prod real quick. That's a lot of damage. Holy, she hits this guy hard too. There's no good reason not to just sword ballet here, huh? Okay. Goodbye, I guess. A new... Looks like a Lune weapon. It's super creepy. Yeah, that wasn't weird at all. Oh, you just beat him and you automatically teleport back. What the heck was that noise?
Did you hear that?
No.
Destroying these masks seems to hurt him.
Then let's keep doing that.
Alright, thanks, Lune. Good assessment of the situation. Yeah, I think I'm following the storyline. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's a mystery still. I mean, the base storyline is that we're trying to kill the paintress to stop her from painting numbers so people stop dying a year earlier every single year. Beyond that, at the moment, there's some stuff about, like, Mael being more important than you would expect a normal person to be in this area. And there's Renoir and Verso, who are family. Renoir is trying to protect the Paintress because he believes that the Paintress has granted him immortality, and Verso is trying to help us kill the Paintress. There's still a lot of mystery around why they became immortal and why Mael is important, but some people seem to know. So, what do we got here? 30% increased break damage per earth stain. That's not going to work for me. Gain 9 AP on breaking an enemy. Generate 1 earth stain. Okay. I don't think that's it, but it's not what we're looking for. And confident fighter. I'll probably just equip that on Minoko so we can master it real quick. How much does it cost? 15, huh? I mean, it is 30% increased damage. I guess we got a new healing potion, so I should rest, but odds are we've never used all of our elixirs. I'd find it very unlikely we'll suddenly use them all. We got someone to 99 agility. Minoko was the first one to 99 something, which is crazy. Actually, the only reason Mael lost is because I invested so many points in defense randomly. And I still have 0 points in might on everyone. I just think that might is the worst skill in the game, or worst stat in the game, because there's other ways to get attack power. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe might is okay. I can't imagine that might is the best skill, no matter what. Maybe might is okay. But we'll have to figure out what we're doing now with Minoko, because he has... Well, I guess he doesn't have it because he doesn't have Tainted on right now, but Tainted gives him 1,000 extra defense. So he doesn't really need defense. And he doesn't really care about critting either. So maybe Vitality? Or maybe I'll just go defense because his weapon scales off of it. But again, I was looking for a new weapon on him anyways. You need 2 more points. You need 2 more points. You need 2 more points. Why does everyone need 2 more points? What the heck? That's crazy. Okay, so that is one of the paths done, and since we spent so much time doing random nonsense. Let me check real quick what happens if we try and go down this path again. Surely you can go back. But the question is anything different? Just really quick, I don't really want to fight any of the enemies. I just want to... I assume the only way we can leave is going back through that way. I don't think they'll let us leave. Juked. You suck. I guess I could teleport out of the flag, huh? The eyeballs are still here. I don't really like it when games force you to do something like this. So I don't expect that they're going to, which it doesn't appear that they did. Where they make you... I mean, they have made us, like, backtrack sometimes to get things that we would have otherwise missed. But I don't like it when they make you... When they, like, intentionally teleport you away from something. When there's something there for you. What the heck? Wait. No, this is the flag. Oh, Jesus! What the... That actually jump scared me. I did not see that guy coming. I think it was just nothing that I saw off to the side. But yeah, I really don't like it when, like, you fight a boss and then they teleport you away, but you need to go back to where the boss was. Which I guess they did do in the Stone Cliff Coast or whatever it was called. Stone Wave Cliffs. They kind of did that. It wasn't egregious. But I do find it a little annoying when... I guess there was a story reason for them teleporting you away from it. Where in this case, the mask dying and then you just appear out here is not really a story reason. Except for that you can then hear the Axon scream, but you probably could have heard him scream where you were anyways. So, the other thing I wanted to check. We've gone down that path. It seems like we have that path, and I don't know if that's a main path. I want to see if there is a path over here. There is a path over this way. So... Again, I'm a little bit confused because I could have sworn the mask was looking that way. But in the cutscene, like, that's not the path that he was looking down. It just looked like he was looking that direction. I'm pretty sure he was looking down that path. So, we want to go down these other two paths first. And if I think I found the Axon, I can always just turn around if I'm a little confused on which one's the right path and which one's not. But anyways, there's one path down. Unfortunately, we spent a lot of the beginning of the episode just like wandering around and talking about stuff. So we're not going to finish the Axon in this episode, but we should be getting to it next time. We just got 2 side paths to do and then we can get to them. So anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.